Hey guys, Eric here, and I'm back with another video, but this one is going to be a little bit different. This isn't just like my regular Backlog arcade video. This video was inspired by my friend D. Thomas from NC. The other day, I asked him in one of his streams, I requested that he play Sailor Moon Super S, or Sailor Moon Shuyaku Soudatsusen. It is one of my favorite Sailor Moon games. And it's probably the best Sailor Moon game ever released, but I didn't give him any context or anything like that. If you're familiar with DT streams, he just takes requests and he'll play whatever. And even if he's never heard of it or anything like that, and he'll try to do his best. However, going into this game at the surface level isn't really fair. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to explain that. So at first I was just going to do a short because he asked me, he lost immediately. And that's generally what happens when people first play this game and they don't understand the depth of it. So I really wasn't being fair by requesting it, especially if someone that's never heard of it doesn't know the history or anything like that. But I'm going to show you guys all about this game because it is actually one of my favorite fighting games ever released. Yeah, we're going to talk about it right now. So Sailor Moon Super S, Super Famicom. Let's get into it. If you are familiar at all with the Sailor Moon series, you will recognize the characters in this game, obviously. This game, in the timeline, it takes place where you have the outer scouts as well as the inner scouts, and the inner scouts are the ones that are part of our solar system, you know, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, etc. However, this also has the outer scouts, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, and that stuff here. Came out in 1996, Super Famicom. This is widely regarded as the best Sailor Moon ever released, the best Sailor Moon game ever released. This game was so popular that it actually spawned a whole esport. There were tournaments and there were all kinds of stuff going on with this game. And it was really, really popular as an esport for a while. And to this day, it still has a modding community and it still has patches and whatnot that people add things to and stuff like that. What I will be playing is actually a modified version of this game. It's not modified in any way that makes the gameplay any easier or anything like that. Only I've got an English patch on it, so I don't have to understand Japanese to know the text. It's got a mod that adds, it like completes some of the outer scouts didn't have full move sets, and they were supposed to have full move sets, so this patch completes those move sets, so when you pick those characters, they're not like messed up and weak where they shouldn't be. As I mentioned, I requested that DT play this game on his stream, and when he tried, he instantly lost. And if you just jump into this game without understanding anything that's happening, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. This is not a very button mash friendly fighter. There's a lot, as I mentioned, there's a lot of nuance to this game. This game actually has really deep, high skill ceiling and a really deep move set that has to do with reaction times and recovery times and moves that counter other moves and stuff like that. Just like any other fighting game and stuff like that. But this one was actually done particularly well, so well that it became an esport, as I mentioned before, and it was extremely popular. Okay. So we're going to jump into the gameplay and I'm going to kind of describe what is going on and then we're going to see how far we can actually get in this game, and hopefully you guys can see some of the interactions of stuff and the combo system and stuff like that, and why this game was actually so popular even among those that weren't necessarily Sailor Moon fans but just competitive fighting game fans. So let's jump into the gameplay and let's talk about it. There we go. Now it's loading. Okay, now we're getting into this. All right, here we go. And the first thing that's gonna come up, obviously, is the title screen, and I'm gonna take you through a few things here. So we're gonna turn that down. We're gonna go to options. And the first thing that we're gonna do in options is, as you can see, you have the different options here. You can select difficulty, timer, background music, sound effects, all that stuff. You can just test that stuff, but we're gonna turn the timer off because the timer is really annoying. So we will select that. That's the first thing that you wanna do. Okay, so Now you've got all these options here. Now, if you don't have an English patch or whatever, it's really difficult to understand, but there is a practice mode, and it's really good to get familiar with your characters and all their special moves and stuff like that using the practice mode. I mean, that's true with any fighter. That's not unique to this. But one of the things that is unique to this is the fact that this does have a tournament mode. And the tournament mode is what made this like a really fun thing to play among your friends and stuff like that. Think of it like Smash Brothers. I mean, that's kind of how I think of this game with the tournament mode and stuff like that. And it was really, really good. We're not going to play the tournament mode. We are going to go into story mode, and I'm going to show you first the first thing that DT had a problem with and why he wasn't able to succeed at this game, even though he is a very skilled fighting game player. Take me back to the title screen, please. All right, so we're gonna jump in. And yeah, this is the first area. We're gonna go into story mode. And the first thing that comes up is obviously stage select, or not stage select, character select. And you will see the characters that we can choose from. And you have your options here of all the inner scouts, as well as Chibi Moon, who is one of the most, these two, Chibi Moon and Uranus are, I think it's Uranus? Neptune. Saturn are the most OP characters. However, we're gonna go with Mars because that's who I like using. Those two are very imbalanced anyway. Okay, so this is the screen I was talking about. This is the first screen where DT ran into problems. This game only uses 4 buttons. You have a light punch, you have a heavy punch, light kick, heavy kick. Those are the buttons that you use, and they're configured in a really weird way by default, so it helps to remap them. So we are going to remap right here. Actually, that's wrong. That's light punch, light kick, heavy kick. Light punch, light kick, heavy kick. Now the next thing where he ran into a problem is if you don't do anything else, you're going to run into another issue. And that's the issue here where you have to, if you press select, you can go to ACS. You have to go into the ACS. If you don't go into ACS, you're basically handicapping yourself. So we're going to hit the select button and we're going to enter the ACS. And this is where this game got really, really dynamic because you can actually customize each character according to your fighting style. It will, if you don't go into the ACS, then it will try to customize it, but oftentimes it won't be what you want. So I'm going to show you guys how I like to customize Sailor Mars, but you don't have to customize her this way. So I'm going to go to attack, and I'm going to add a few points to attack, and I'm going to add a few points to special, and then I'm going to add 2 points to life, and I'm going to go 1 more attack and 1 more special. And that's kind of how I like to customize Mars. You can do playful, you can do defense, and you can do question mark. I think question mark is like the ultra moves. There are ultra moves in this as well, but I can't remember. Anyway, that's the configuration we're gonna go with. That was the first mistake DT made. The first mistake was mapping the buttons. The second mistake was not going into the ACS and customizing the character. But he had never seen this game, so how would he know to do that? Of course he wouldn't know to do that. And now you're gonna see that this game plays very, very different. Because now, all of a sudden, instead of losing half my life when Mercury does something, I can actually survive some stuff. That's because of that extra life that I put in there, and I actually do a lot more damage than I would stock. Now you will see that this game actually has a combo system in it. Each character has a pretty significant amount of special moves. I think each character has 3 or 4 regular special moves and then an ultra move. Now the ultra moves are very difficult to do. However, if you can time them right, they do like half of your health bar. I just lost that first round, but don't worry, we're just warming up here. Oh, we're gonna get better. I'm gonna predict that. And we're gonna back to, my God. And the AI will get really spammy in this, so that can be easy or hard to predict at times. Like pretty much Mercury always, there we go, always does her kick. When you jump in, that counters your jump. So although the AI, wow, okay. And there we go, okay. I just needed to get the 1 round, and then you will see that it doesn't get easier, but it starts to make more sense. So we can trade like that, and that's her kick that she does that counters my jump attack, which is a little bit annoying, but oh my goodness. Okay. So it helps if you combo her, and then you can press back twice to dodge backwards. That's what she's doing there. Okay, let's get some spam under our belt. I thought she was going to jump, but she did not. Okay, yeah. Normally I can combo that. There we go. Okay, so we beat Mercury. Mercury is actually a really tough character to start with. And we're just going to see how far we can get in the game. But anyway, that is a lot of what DT was missing and why he wasn't able to actually play the game and he just got wrecked. Jupiter's a little tougher. However, each character kind of has their own weaknesses. And Jupiter's strong, but she's slower. But she can take. She's also got a lot of hits, a lot of health. There we go. That's the combo I needed. All right, there we go. This game is extremely hard later on, though, especially when you start to face some of those characters that are considered OP, like Chibi Moon and Saturn. And if I am able to get to them, I should be able to. If I'm able to get to them, you'll see exactly why they are so strong. I think in most tournaments they were actually banned just because of how OP they were. There was certain things that they could do that other characters couldn't do. But the other characters are actually reasonably balanced. It's just all about moves and counter moves. No, you don't taunt. There we go. Moving on up. What else we got? I like the stat screen at the end. I know I'm just clicking by it, but the stat screen is actually really cool. It tells you how many continues you used on a particular character and how much damage you did and stuff. So it's really cool. Okay, this is Sailor Moon. She actually looks really cool, but she's not considered that great of a character. I mean, she's okay, but there are better characters. Mars is actually not considered that good of a character. I just like Mars. All right, so there it's cool. So you get your time, how much time it took, how many hits you got, damage, all that. All right, so we're at Chibi Moon. Okay, so now you're about to see why she is considered pretty OP. She's so small. It pretty much makes that move almost useless, and my normal attack is also almost useless because that special move hits her because it goes across the ground. However, that being said, she can dodge pretty much everything else just because of how small she is. She also has a really, really cheap special move that you can't see until it actually hits you. So you kind of have to like predict when she's gonna do it, and it's really difficult. I say special move, that's it. That's the ultimate right there. It's not an instant death, but it does take about half your health bar. But the thing that makes it really difficult is the fact that you can't see it. So it's not like a projectile that you can like block or anything like that. You just kind of have to guess when she's gonna do it. Jeez. Okay, we'll see if I should be able to get past Chibi. She's hard, but she's not impossible. Don't you taunt me. I mean, I'm not that good. Okay, so she actually missed her special move that time. Was able to take a round from her. She's so quick. I mean, that was a good combo, but it didn't do any damage. And I didn't hit her. I gotta get off of this side. She's basically gonna get a free win because I can't play on this side. Yeah, that was ridiculous. She trapped me on my bad side. Try this again. And she did it again. I don't want to be on the side. Okay. Maybe I can continue to cheese her in the corner. No. No. I am winning. Okay, we did it. We got past her. Okay. Anyway, that's why Chibi Moon is considered OP. She's ridiculous. I used 3 continues on her. That's absolutely insane. All right, so now we have the outer scouts. We're starting with Pluto, who's actually another one of my favorite characters, but she's not very strong as a computer opponent. There are people that can play her pretty well, especially in this version where she's one of the characters that didn't have a complete moveset, and the mod I have installed actually gives her a complete moveset. So she actually becomes a complete character, which is really cool. Because before she only had like 2 moves or something. Are we just gonna spam that? Is that what we're gonna do? Okay. I thought I turned off the timer. Why do I have a timer? I guess in story mode you always have a timer. Either way. Okay, so Neptune. Neptune can be a little bit rough as well. She's a little bit like Mercury, but not quite. She's got and she's got that projectile which kind of starts out up top and then goes towards the bottom, which makes it hard to predict where it's gonna go. And then she has that version, but she's, oh my goodness. But she's okay. She's not, didn't time that right. And I didn't get the block. Didn't get the block recovery. All right. Ah, my gosh. Maybe I should have picked one of the characters with a front dash. Because I think if you can chase them down, it's actually better. Jeez, that uppercut. Okay, maybe new strategy. I knew that was gonna hit me. Okay, I think she's probably better. Some characters are better to keep at a distance. Other characters are better to see if you can just like spam combos in the corner. We're gonna try to keep her at a distance, see if that works out better. My gosh. Come on. That's where... Where none of those... Barely. Okay. One round. And it was barely a win. Okay, I forgot about her air throw. I gotta get off of this side. Or just get better at playing from this side. I've never been good at this side though. Okay, come on. Okay. No. Yes, there it is. There it is. Ah. Okay. All right. 7 continues. Uranus is really tall, so she is still hard. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that I can hit her with my other projectile, but she doesn't really take a whole lot of damage. She's kind of considered like the tough, like her and Mars are like the tough ones. Really, they always pin me on that side. It's like they know. How do they know? Projectile fight? Really? You're gonna win. Nice. Okay, took a round. Took a round. All right. Okay. Starting to sweat. Oh my goodness. Come on. Oh, she has a front dash too? I didn't know she had a front dash. Did I say? I guess maybe it is her. I thought for some reason it was Saturn. Nope. No. It was right there. And then I'm gonna give up for now. Okay. Okay. No. Okay, we beat her. Ah. Okay. 12 continues. Saturn. Okay, Saturn's the other one is ridiculously powerful. She has a move that where if she does it, it hits you wherever you are on the screen, basically. There's basically no safe area. Now, the only hope you really have is the fact that AI doesn't just spam that attack. However, players do. So, if you're ever playing this against someone and they don't know exactly what they're doing or whatever, and you want an easy win, pick Saturn. And just do that aerial move over and over again. And you will win. You will win pretty much every single time. I just hit her with 2 5-hit combos, and it, see that? There's no safe space for it. And even if you block that other one, that's it. And comboed again. There's literally no counter to that. Okay. Okay, we took a round just because I didn't let her get any projectiles off. That was really slow. Okay. Switch it up. She got the fast recovery, but we're not gonna give her any breathing room, and we're gonna beat her. That's how you do it. Okay, all right. How far can we get? I think we're almost done. Is that it? Oh, that was it. I think. Yeah, that was it. All right, guys, kind of an anticlimactic ending there. And the reason for that was because I hit the buttons too fast after the battle ended and I skipped the entire story. That being said, we finished the game. She's the last character that you face as Mars. I can't remember if it changes depending on who you are. The story definitely changes, but either way, I hope I was able to showcase some of the nuance of this game and why it was considered such a good game and why it was used for esports. It's a great game. It's really, really fun, and there are counters, and there's just the depth in the fighting that you didn't find in a lot of the games at the time. I know now that is kind of normal, and a lot of fighting games come out with the idea that they are going to be esports and stuff like that, but this wasn't a time where esports was really a known thing and professional gaming wasn't really a known thing, and it became that. And then later, it continued to be popular on and on and on because of that. Anyway, I know I'm just keep reiterating the same points. I hope you enjoyed that gameplay in that video, and I hope I was able to showcase why you should take a shot on this game. I will put links down in the description to the mods that I have on my version of this game. So if anyone wants to check those out and they want to play this version of the game, they can. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for this episode. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Maybe you hate this game. Maybe you love this game. Maybe you haven't tried it and you're going to give it a shot. I don't know. I would like to hear all of it. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, happy gaming.